guys, I can't help but think of Danilo Petrucci and Valentino Rossi right now with a little one-sided smile on coming into their home race.
You might be well right there. Valentino Rossi doesn't mind inclement conditions, and Danilo Petrucci, well, on the back of what he claimed to be the lowest point of his career here in Misano last week, he's currently down in pit lane rain dancing.
Yeah, the rain is still hitting the screen of our commentary box window here, but other parts of the circuit dry, don't there's the zero spray being kicked up on the surface by the safety car, having to engage the windscreen wipers, so clearly it is still raining down that back straight as they sweep through turn 11.
The traditional shuffle to find out how slippery the floor feels there from Enea Bastianini. That's Robertino Pietri, who we often hear from via Simon, back in the paddock here this weekend. Good to have him back. He's just trying to give his rider some advice. Marco Bezzecchi just trying to get a few spits of rain clear on the visor. You can just see there Simon Crafar down in pit lane. Actually, it looks like Ika Lekawona. He's having a little natter too. Yeah, Simon, down to you.
Well, Ika's out here having a look at conditions. You were one of the fast boys Moto2 last year. What do you think of these conditions?
It's difficult to say something. I don't know. It's really difficult to manage the situation because the track is true. Maybe now it's a little bit more wet, but at the same time it's dry. So if you put the wet tires, maybe in 3-4 laps it's full degradation. If not, start to rain more. Also, maybe rain here, but in the fast part of the track, no. So really difficult to manage the situation. I think for my race, I expect to stay a little more calm, dry or wet, but not this condition because it's really difficult. We will see the race in Moto2. For sure it's a crazy race, but enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks very much there to Simon Crafar. This is the garage of Tetsuta Nagashima. We'll just be praying this day comes to an end at the moment after the big crash this morning.
And that's the headache, isn't it, for the teams, for race direction and everybody connected to the organisation here, because at the moment it's a little bit too damp for slick tyres, but nowhere near wet enough for wet tyres and rain tyres. And now, out the commentary box window, there's some sun poking through the cloud cover as well. So how quickly will that dry this new Misano surface?
Always so tricky. Simon just saying that it's going to be dry again in a couple of minutes. I mean, the track temperature with the breeze will have dropped significantly since they first went out on their sighting lap, but it's way too much of a gamble to be starting a race like this on wet. So,
and look at that shot there, Steve, behind the main grandstand in the pit complex.
Yeah, blue skies.
Clear blue skies. Well, let's hope that was the last of the rain disruptions here today. He was looking so strong in race one, aggressive off the line up the inside of Luca Marini to make the early running. And he was able to stay there pretty comfortably until there was a real lunge by Enea Bastianini at turn number 8. That's why Bastianini actually is going to start this second race from pole.
There'll be contrasting views and thoughts as well from team managers at this stage. People like Pablo Nieto will be really nervous about this because his boys in normal conditions were looking in really good shape. There'll be other team managers will be saying to their riders at the moment, look, there's a huge chance here for you to upset the odds. There's Augusto Fernandez. Good to see that he's fit to ride here today after a big crash yesterday in qualifying. Down there, Aki Aiho keeping an eye on the skies, of course, ahead of the race coming up for his riders, Tetsuta Nagashima, and of course Mattia Pezzini standing in for the absent Jorge Martin.
So the Beast has got to do it all over again. Of course, Johan Zarco as well, talking to his current crew chief Marco Rigamonti. What's going to be coming in the way of those two guys in the MotoGP race later on? Will it be bone dry? Let's hope so.
Well, he won't care if it absolutely tips down, to be quite honest. Simon.
Yeah, guys, you know, I chipped into your ears a moment ago saying a couple of minutes, like, it's dry. The track is dry, and when I last chipped in, the paint was completely wet, and now the paint is 90% dry. So, like, by the time, if they left now, it would be dry.
Thanks for that, Simon. Yeah, typical conditions in Europe, especially on the coast here. The weather can change so quickly, as we're seeing. This is a replay from earlier on. Now Bastianini then will start from pole position in this restarted 10-lap race.
Yeah, no time to bed yourself in and build up your rhythm. There's Tetsuta Nagashima going off the circuit. We were on board with him a few moments ago when he had that big scare on the gas coming out of turn 5 and almost another painful high side. Last thing he needed after that bruising warm-up crash at turn 15. We just saw Nagashima barely able to clamber off that Kalex frame. Needed to walk away with the help of crutches as well.
There's Fabio Quartararo on pit wall. Of course, a rider that was once in MotoGP, keeping a close eye on things, of course. A big day here for him in MotoGP. I wonder if this changes the tactics in terms of what tyres he goes for. As Bastianini, for what, the second or third time now, goes to have a look on circuit.
Yeah, Pablo Nieto there. Just having a little discussion again with Marco Bezzecchi. Are they going to change their decision though? Will the conditions mean that they might have another change of heart on the tyres? They were going to go back out there on the used tyres that they used in the first race, weren't they, Marini and Bezzecchi? Safety car back out there again for another the current conditions, and then we might have a clearer indication of when we might be able to get the action back underway here in Misano.
Traditionally speaking as well, new track surfaces don't dry as quickly as old track surfaces as well. So they'll want to be absolutely sure that they're sending these guys out at the right time. I believe you just had a word with Akiayo about something similar, Simon.
Yeah, he'd spoken to his riders, Nagashima and Passini, and they told him that, yeah, it's dry here. The last thing, well, they were thinking about is the wettest spot was somewhere on the back straight. So, guys, here it's completely dry.
Yeah, thanks for that, Simon. It does look like the sun that's broken through the cloud is quickly drying up this new Misano surface. We're on board here with Loris Capirossi, BMW safety car. Loris, there you can see his radio, just feeding back information to race direction and race control. The Dorna rep on race direction. 125cc winner, 250cc winner, 500cc winner, MotoGP winner. Pretty impressive CV, isn't it, for Loris Capirossi? Pecco Bagnaia out there on the pit wall as well with Pramac Racing rider coach Fonzi Nieto. If he stays as is, well, 100% we're going to get a bone dry MotoGP race later on. We'll get a bone dry Moto2 10-lap dash as well. But Pecco Bagnaia has a close look at the current conditions. I mean, how much will that little bit of rain as well impact on grip levels? Not a lot of rain to have washed away any rubber, but it might play a part in the restart and MotoGP coming up later on.
Here's Fabio Di Gianantonio, a thumbs up from him, and rightly so, because he got himself up into 5th in that race. It didn't look like he wanted the red flag to come out, but really strong. Is that result from last week going to give him a boost? Now, here's the new information then. The pit lane opens in 6 minutes' time, 1:05 local time, and that 10-lap start. So the IRTA officials here are getting themselves ready. They've got to now rush around all the teams and let them know that, so that they don't miss the boats. So we will be racing again in just under 10 minutes' time.
There's been a lot of in-depth and deep discussions going on in the Sky VR46 garage now for a long time. You can see there on the right-hand side of your picture, World Championship leader Luca Marini. Currently having a natter at the moment with Roberto Locatelli, who's now a key member of the Sky VR46 project.
Let's go down to pit lane. Simon's caught a word with Loris Capirossi.
Loris, you've just been out there. How does it look?
Yeah, the track is fine right now. You know, we don't have any drop in no corner, and the track is good. But you know, the weather change every 5 minutes. But right now it's fine.
Good luck.
Yeah, nice one side, thanks for that. Grabbing a word with Capirossi just as he returns to pit lane from having been out on circuit. That's the cloud cover overhead. It looks brighter now than it did before the start of Moto2, that's for sure. So fingers crossed when we get going again. That will be it for the rain for the rest of the day. Yeah, imagine the drama we would have had in MotoGP had there been the start of the MotoGP race just then.
Well, if we were 6 laps in, of course, flag to flag, which we have not seen for quite some time. Brno 2017, I'm sure it was. When Marc Marquez reigned supreme, he was the king of flag to flag, wasn't he, in the Premier class? The absent reigning world champion. Team Mastrolo Galiti Mark VDS, they're ready to go then back into the action 4 minutes before the pit lane opens, local time here.
Now, will that little drop of rain and the cooler temperatures force the Sky guys into now going for that soft rear? That's the question. New schedule, of course, for MotoGP as a result of this delay. Pit lane will now open at 20 to 2 local time. The race will still take place at the same time, in just under an hour at 2 o'clock local time.
Yeah, let's just hope the rain stays away then now, and we can get the rest of this Moto2 battle run in dry conditions, and we can see another epic battle in MotoGP over 27 laps in full dry conditions. There's Jorge Navarro. He's going to make this restart from 8th place on the grid. He just needs to see a checker flag, doesn't he? The 24-year-old Spaniard, DNFs in 5 of his last 6 races. No championship challenge that we expected him to mount this year. No top 6 in his last 6 since he kicked off 2020 with a 6th place on the opening night in Qatar. Boy, does that seem like a long, long time ago now.
It really does. There's Loris Capirossi just having a chat there with Carlos Espeleta, of course, son of CEO of Dorna, Carmelo Espeleta.
Yeah, Graham Webber there as well, just tucking his radio into his belt. The official starter now in MotoGP.
Looks like we're getting closer then to pit lane opening. Here's Lorenzo Baldassari having a tough old time at the moment, but still good enough to keep his eyes open. Just one thing actually for Balda, this is just a chance for him just to go for it. You know, you get with motorcycle racing, sometimes you just need that one result to kick you on again. He was very close to winning a sprint race in Mugello. Good few years back now, Joran Zarco ended up just pipping him to that. So it does change the dynamics of a race somewhat when it's not a 23-lap race, or 25-lap race, sorry, as it was supposed to be. It's now just 10.
Tatsuta Nagashima there, probably not disappointed to see. He's only got another 10 laps of this bruising day to go here in Misano. The big reduction in the race distance will help him, because he is very much a case of the walking wounded. Sam Lowe's then. What can he make of this restart? Started race 1 from 4th place. He's going to start race 2 from a little bit further back. 7th he'll start.
There's gentlemen there, literally right outside our commentary box here at the end of pit lane, so just 2 minutes to go. Here's Hector Gartho. He'll start from 15th in this 10-lap dash. So the eyes on the Sky boys here. Marini number 10, 72 Bezzecchi. Have they changed their mind?
Well, there's no working your way up to your race pace, is there? No real chance to bed the tyres in. You've just got to get your head down and the hammer down and go for it now in a 10-lap dash.
2 o'clock. Pecco Bagnaia will be starting through the middle of that second row. Enea Bastianini trying to focus. He's not got far to travel home later on. Born and bred in Cattolica.
Yeah. The shockingly long drive of 5 kilometres then coming up for Bastianini later on tonight. Even closer, Nicolo Buliga. He was born and bred literally a stone's throw away from this Misano circuit. 2 kilometres away is Buliga's base. So he'll be home in time for tea at 3 o'clock, the way it's going.
Well, here's Vierke. He's not changed. I can see his rear tyre. He's still got the one he started the initial race with. Garceau, likewise. Looks like Cyrene's got a brand new softer rear end. Balder's gone for a soft rear. I'm just checking from the commentary box here. Schrotter, soft rear. Canet, soft.
A lot of softs, but it's hard to tell whether they're already used from race 1, isn't it?
I think I saw the Sky Boys sticking with their original.
Yeah, guys, Luca did, but Bezecchi changed to the soft.
Oh, okay.